Hey, I'm back, and this is Nowhere Prophet. It is a, how do I want to explain this? It's a roguelike structured game. It's a lot like FTL, only the moment-to-moment gameplay is effectively Hearthstone. But if all of your cards actually had to survive to the end of your journey. So it's pretty interesting. I failed my last playthrough, so we're going to start over from scratch here. Let's start at the lowest difficulty because I suck. And then, oh, interesting. So we get to decide, I guess we get to decide what army we start with here. So basically the setup is you've got a caravan of people who are trying to get from point A to point B. And those people are all effectively cards that you can play in combat. So, oh yeah, so here down the left side, I've got all my people, and on the right side, I believe I've got my powers as a leader. And I think I'm just gonna start with the default stuff here, because I'm not good enough at this game yet. The Rubik's Cube says I like the art style, and I absolutely agree. This game doesn't look quite like anything else, which I love. The world is broken. Only the strong and the ruthless prevail in this land of ruins. Hope is for the naive and the weak. Until I heard its call from the night sky. The falling star spoke of power and forgotten knowledge. It told me where it would land long before it smashed into Sona. Its voice was weak and fragmented, but it carried the promise of a way out, a path to change. And it gave me a purpose. It took me weeks to cross through Soma's wilderness. Then its impact shook the heavens. Hissing with heat, the sand around it had turned into glass. Then it spoke of the crypt for the last time. So I got a quest! I'd spoken to machines before, but none had been this powerful, this keen, yet it was dying. In blue light, it painted a mandala into the dusty air. With this fractal symbol, it showed me glimpses of ancient knowledge from before the crash. Etched in hard light, it told me how to find and open the crypt, this place of legend. Then the fallen star spoke to me. You help, power, safety, and knowledge in the crypt. You lead them. As the machine died and its light slowly subsided, I could hear words of prayer and mantras all around me. Others must have seen the trail of fire, heard the star's whispers, and followed it here too. Their eager faces told me they had heard the machine speak to me. The prophet, they chanted. And so my followers had found me, and together we would find the crypt. All right, so I'm trying to figure out the best place to stick my face while we play this game. I think the upper right might be the best. I'm obscuring our resources, but at least we can see my options here. So I'm starting with just at the beginning of the map. All I can really do is inspect my convoy, which has no stats yet. So that's totally fine. Let's get started and see what this game's about. So, pretty classic roguelite structure here. A lot like FTL or Pathway or, a lot of these other games that I love. So you get to choose your path through the wilderness. You can see there are, a lot of these nodes are mysteries. Some of them have very specific offerings, but ultimately I'm trying to end up here. And if I want to take a detour that's really expensive, I can go out here. But each move I take costs something. I've got 18 people, 18 followers. That's basically the cards that I can use in combat, and they're kind of represented down here along the bottom of the screen. Battery is actually my money. And then, let me move over here so you can see the rest of the stuff. And I've got food, and it costs food every time I want to move. And then hope. It also costs hope every time that I move. And different events can raise and lower these stats, and I have to worry about both of them as I'm making progress across the map. So let's stick me back on the upper right and get started. So what direction should I go? I don't know what the difference between the yellow roads and the white roads is. Maybe the yellow roads are like dirt tracks. Maybe they're more expensive to travel on. I couldn't really tell you. In fact, let's take them. So, okay, so it'll take me 10 food and 5 hope to go this direction. Let's do that. So you can see it cost me food and hope to go there. You can't see that because my face is in front of it. As the convoy trundled along the road, our journey was interrupted by a hail of gunfire, laughter, and dissonant voices. A bounty of heathens has arrived for us to consume. It's as my dreams foretold. We quickly ducked for cover and returned fire as the cultists attacked us. Okay, so this is me. I'm the leader. I've got some stats. This guy has also got some stats. His stats are way lower than my stats, which is fine because he only has to survive one battle. I've got to survive a whole series of battles until the end of this map, and even actually further on into the future. I can look at my deck, but I'm not going to make any changes to it. I can also look at my, so I can look this is my deck of people, this is my deck of powers, but before we start trying to mess with those too much, let's just see how this works. Okay, so this is my starting hand. I can't actually afford to play any of these cards up front, so I should definitely discard at least some of them. The one I've got doubles of, sure, and then this is a good early game one because he gains power as other people get destroyed. So let me get rid of both of my monks. Okay, I've only got one playable card. So this 3 out of 3, this is my energy. This is starting out how much stuff I can do each turn. So I could spawn a wild hand, which, Fury. Okay, so when I play this card onto the battlefield, a second card will also appear, which is pretty good. So I'm gonna do that, definitely. Oh, the beast appeared in a stupid place though. It's got an obstacle it's gotta get rid of. But these guys start inactive, so I can't use them immediately unless they're particularly special. So I can deal one damage to one target, which I think I will use on the enemy. So he's down to 5. And this, if I was clever, I could use this before I put my guys out. But now that my guys out, the guys are out, they'll take damage from this. So I definitely don't want to do it. Also, I'm out of energy, so I can't anyway. So let's go to the next turn. He draws a heretic, which has taunt, which means I have to attack them first, and they got a bunch of health. Then they play a raider, which has got really powerful attack. And this is all problematic for me. So let's see here. So this is just a tough person. This is the guy who gets better with each. And every time a follower gets destroyed. So my question is, so I can only do 2 damage with each of these guys. And this guy is behind something. So he's going to either have to move or destroy his obstacle. The obstacle might actually be useful to me. So I'm going to move him. Well, I've already got this obstacle, and it's tougher, actually. So, yeah, so I'll attack the obstacle with him, which puts him on the front line. It's interesting. So this is, so you can see the inspiration of Hearthstone here, where I've got energy, and my characters have attack and defense, and my leader has attack and defense. Or at least, no, my leader just has defense and energy. All this stuff is familiar to Hearthstone players. But this question of which characters are on the front line and which ones are behind obstacles is a new addition. And there's lots of other new additions where it takes the game you already know and then it builds some additional features onto it. Of course, I haven't played Hearthstone in a really long time. I have no idea what features they've added in the interim. Okay, so I can only attack this character, and I don't think I have any abilities that would let me change that situation. So I'm probably going to kind of get worked a little bit this particular time. I'm going to spawn my Shifty Scavenger back here to take advantage of all of the failure that goes on. And so I'm going to start making progress against this, but I'm probably going to start losing some characters. So each of these characters is a killable individual with permadeath. So like this woman, so this critter comes out of nowhere, but this wild hand, if she gets killed in this combat, she'll be injured. And then if I use her in combat again, and she gets killed again without healing first, she's gone forever. And so this is a deck building game where your cards are all mortal, which is pretty crazy. So this guy has now just got tons of people out there. So notice my Shifty Scavenger, who I'm hiding back here, he's going to get more and more powerful as characters die. So I could do damage to all units and leaders, which means I'll take damage, which means I'll lose this critter. But This character will get knocked out. This character will get knocked out. This obstacle will get knocked out. This character will take some damage. Seems like a good move, but maybe I should use this character, use this first. Let's take this guy down to only 1 health. And then as I lose a character, this guy gets even tougher. Then let's use static charge. Take everybody out. So this character loses 3 of his troops. And each of those losses helps this guy. Which is great. And then I can bring out my Crash Jacker. I'm just trying to think, she's not going to be vulnerable to either of these folks. So I'll just bring her out to the front lines. And not that I had any other choice. And turn. So he brings out his Raider and gets to draw a new convoy card, which he then spends on another. He's got so many units. So many units. Okay, let's see here. Okay, again, I can do 1 damage to all units, which, again, takes down 2 of his and none of mine. And mine don't gain any additional vulnerability. I mean, these guys, if they attack this character, they already are going down. And if they take this character, they're not. And that circumstance doesn't change. So, yeah, I think I'm going to use static charge again. This guy is ridiculous. I'm probably never going to use him, too. Actually, yeah, now that taunting character is gone, I can have this character attack the boss. The enemy's gate is down. That's how we go. Albert Staddy, welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining us. Okay, so I took 2 health to the Prophet. I have 1 damaged card, but I also got this stuff, so sweet. The dead bodies of our enemies littered the area. All right, so now I'm curious the difference between the white roads and the yellow roads. So 10 food, 5 hope. 10 food, 5 hope. You know what? This says that I'm taking difficult terrain, but it doesn't seem to affect the cost of travel. I wonder if maybe because I'm playing at the lowest difficulty level, it doesn't matter. That maybe at the higher difficulty levels, the yellow tracks cost something different. I don't know. Interesting. In any case, I think I've got enough food to just press on and not. I think that it'll probably cost me as much food as I would get from this to get there and back. So, and this right here, the remains of another convoy. There's probably something cool there, but I don't really feel like that's going to be worth the sacrifice. So let's go this way. Our outriders spotted smoke in the distance. We arrived at the scene of carnage. A group of traders and their wagons had been attacked by the Hill Tribe raiders, but managed to fend them off, albeit with heavy losses. They were in the middle of constructing a large pyre for at least a dozen bodies. Okay, so I can help them or I can move on. Let's help them. Okay, so I got +3 faction with the altruists, which means something. I believe it can unlock options later on in the future. I've kind of forgotten what they were, though. And I also got a demolition charge, which is... Oh, it's No, I didn't mean to dismantle it. I just clicked a button impulsively. I will show you how items work later, because I've just destroyed one. Whatever. Okay. Travel. Here we go. The road is flanked by a wall of thick green undergrowth. We moved cautiously forward since this terrain was ideal for an ambush. All of a sudden, we heard rustling in the bushes, and a pack of hungry beasts lunged out of cover towards us. All right, so 2 armor, 5 health, which is effectively, I don't have anything that bypasses armor, so it's effectively 7 health, though some characters have abilities that grant them additional armor. So I hope that's not one of these. That is oh, wait, you can't even see this character's face. Let me quickly move over to the left again, because this guy is a monster. He looks just horrifying. Yeah, okay, so I've got 1 injured character. So one thing I can do is take my injured character out of the deck and just not have them come up at all. Oh, and my Crash Jacker has got some kind of benefit on him, and I'm not sure. I forgot what that means. Well, maybe we'll figure it out as we go. Anyway, let's begin the battle. 1 unit shy. 2 damage to all neighbor tiles. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll stick with that. All right, so we've got 3. So I could bring this Wanderer out and then give her extra strength. 1 + 2, and then that'll make her tougher than this guy. And I don't want to do static charge yet, just because there's not enough enemies out there to be worth it. So, yeah. Oh, and she's taunt as well, so that protects my leader. So that's good. So let's stick her there and bless her with strength. And your move, beastie. Oh, he gets to move her, so now she's behind an obstacle and she's not taunting anymore. You have to be on the front lines to taunt. Why can they... How are these people bringing out so many troops? Okay, whatever. Well, this one's got 1. And if she were out, she could attack more people. If I could bring up my Enforcer, I could kill this obstacle for free. Deal 1 damage to all other followers and constructs. Well, 1 damage isn't going to help me. So... interesting. I don't know. 4 damage to all tiles in a target column. I could use that to get rid of 1 of these enemies, which is probably worthwhile. That uses all of my energy, though. And this guy's got the ability to take me out. To take out this character in 1 shot, which leaves the other 2 to attack my character. So I feel like I need this guy out. And then if I bring this woman out, she'll absorb the damage from both of these characters. All other followers and constructs. Does that include mine? Maybe bringing this character out is actually smart, because it'll take out... This is the character I need to use direct damage to take out, and maybe I won't waste this on a character with 1 health. Maybe I'll use this guy instead and hope that he works the way I think he did. Yes. You'll notice that when I place him down here, it marks all of his targets. They all light up to reassure me that he is actually going to do, or she actually, is actually going to do what I think she's going to do. So let's drop her here. So she hurt her own person, but she took out this dangerous person. And so I could either take up to 4 damage to my boss, or I could bring this woman out to take most of that damage, but then she'll definitely be wounded. Whereas I might not deal with any long-term problems if I just leave her in the back. You can heal your leader, and she's got a lot of health, and we're playing at the lowest difficulty level. You know, I think I'm going to leave this character back here. And just see what happens. Either let her or her take the damage. So yeah, let's go. Console Freak wants to know when the next State of Decay 2 stream is. That's next Monday, a week from today. So put that on your calendar. That's what is that? The 27th? 27th of January. If it's after the 27th of January, that is irrelevant information for you. Okay, looks like they're dividing up the damage between these characters. And then hiding my character behind a rock. Awesome. Okay. So... now, the problem with not bringing out this character is the fact that she's still stuck behind a rock. However, this guy, when he comes out, can deal 2 damage to all his neighboring tiles, which will free her up. Which means that she can attack. Well, this guy's the only one she can attack, isn't she? But now, at least 1 enemy is required to hit her before they can hit the boss, or either of the other characters, which is good. I'm betting I'm probably going to lose these 2 characters. Let's see if that's true. Oh, no, they're taking him down, which means they could... oh, okay, never mind. We're probably going to lose this character and this guy. Dang. Well, he did something useful, I guess. Now, if we attack this guy with her, she also goes out. Unless heal all friendly followers by 3. Also, let's see here. I can do quick shot damage, but not enough to take him down. So if I bring her out, I can also bring out all these characters. That seems pretty worthwhile. So she heals that guy. Or girl. And oh, did I not have room to draw a leader card? So this Fury effect didn't happen? Oh, interesting. Good to know. So let's attack. So we've got a bunch of characters now. I could have attacked the boss right there, but they've been bringing out so many enemies that I was nervous about leaving anyone on the board. So, okay. So we should attack this guy with somebody who can survive it. And then I can use the rest of my attacks. Oh, right. I guess we'll bring this person out then. And I might as well quick shot, right? And then bring out the warrior monk, which taunts. And I don't want to do this. So let's do this instead. Draw another convoy card. Somebody I can use next turn. Okay, see, gaining 2 armor. Usually, your leader cannot heal during combat. Usually, healing is something that's done entirely out of combat, but gaining armor is something they can do. So, I think there's no reason I can't just throw everyone at this boss and win the battle. Okay, yeah, so I think the character who delivers the killing blow at the end gets a bonus for the future. That's what that yellow highlight was. The dead bodies of our enemies littered the area. Okay, so now we've got some choices to make here. We can go any of 3 different directions. This one is a teacher's shrine. It has a market. This one is just a desert. That's all we know about it. This one is good reward, but well defended. But behind it is a village with a market. So let's do this one. We were journeying quietly down the track. We heard fierce noises next to our wagons. Out of nowhere, a pack of savage beasts assailed us. We barely had enough time to grab our weapons and defend the caravan. All right, so again, I want to consider whether to eliminate these characters who are injured. You notice that an injured character has lower health, naturally, and if they get injured again, they're screwed. I think I might leave the Enforcer here because he's so powerful. If I can defend him well enough, he might still be valuable because of that 7 attack. So I'm going to leave him in there, but I'm going to be very judicious about using him in combat. Okay, so with that settled, let's start the battle. Okay, bolster is good, quick shot is good. These are all doable. This guy's got taunt, that's helpful. Deal 2 damage to the enemy leader immediately out of the gate. That is not bad at all. Okay, cool. All right, so let's deal that 2 damage. Boom. And then bolster the character so they're more likely to survive. And we're done. Okay, they're behind a rock. Charge. Does that mean they attack immediately? No. What does it mean? Holy crap, they've got so many moves they can make. Okay, that was crazy. So these pups cost 0. So this beast is basically able to just fill the terrain with nonsense. All right, well, static charge will take out all their pups. So I might just use that before I summon anyone. Cost me a health, but whatever. Leaving the pup out there would also cost me a health. Put a devoted guard out there, so they have to attack him instead of me. Or should I just do a quick shot and bring out a scout? The scout can be taken out by someone of this character's rank. So yeah, let's bring this guy out instead, and we'll do quick shot later. Ugh, my back's starting to hurt because I'm an old man. So yeah, because they had so many 0 energy cards, they ran themselves out of cards, and they had to start using their leader powers to get more cards into their hand. Ugh. You have so much energy. You silly monster. How? Okay, fine. 1 damage to all of their followers and constructs. Seems fair. And then I can use quick shot to take another one out. Let's do it. It's gonna hurt my guy, but whatever. All right, these both do 2 damage, so if I use this guy to attack them, he's just taken out. I'd rather have them waste one of their turns on that. So, oh wait, no. I could take this guy down enough right now that we win. So, great. That's the right move. The dead bodies of our enemies littered the area. They use that line a lot, and eventually it starts to get funny. Okay, move on. So, I can either go back down the desert, but this seemed like it's, yeah, active market. That seems like a thing worth checking out. We came to a quiet and unimpressive village consisting of nothing more than a handful of shacks, gardens, and fields. Half-dead crops and undurfed animals could be seen behind reed fences. I'm sorry, I have to know what the word undurfed means. The few inhabitants that could be seen kept their hands on their weapons and gave us wary looks. Yeah, let's make them happy with us. We approached them with open arms, presenting small offering. We requested their hospitality. We are weary from our travels and have beautiful and useful things for trade. After more friendly gestures and words, they allowed us to enter the village. Let's rest. Okay, so behind me, you can see that you can't see. There's an option to heal the leader. There's a way to heal followers, but this is not the kind of place where we can, and we don't even have any heal uses built up. And I think that's actually something that you build up over the course of a very long-term game, so I'm unlikely to have anything like that. I can check my status and my cargo. So we've got these tradable items here. I think that's pretty much all these are for. We got some stats now. Been traveling for 26 days, visited 5 places, recruited 3 followers, etc., etc. When did we recruit followers? Hold on, let's look at our... Oh, each time we beat those beasts, we got some beasts. So the beasts are injured because they just, you know, were beaten by us. But we've got them here. So if we get to the point where we can heal our followers, I'd love to heal these guys and bring them into our troop. And then my leader cards. Oh, I can level up. Let's do that. So level up to increase your maximum health and learn a new card. You can pick only one of the available options, so pick the right one. Also, you have to pay currency to level up. Okay. Okay, this is interesting. Blind Rage. Really good for a last-ditch attack against the boss. 2 damage to all enemy followers for every refreshed follower on your side. Interesting. Refreshed. I think that's the golden benefit they get from being the final shot. This feels potentially powerful, but also scary. So, I mean, it's only late game. I think I'm more likely to use this. Let's grab this one. Okay, so I don't have any equipment because I broke it down as soon as I got it, so whatever. We'll have to learn about that later. And then here's the market. Oh, wait. Maybe let's sell some stuff. Let's sell the bones. Sell the machine parts. Let's sell the plant fibers. And now we can afford to pick up some stuff. So we've got some weapons and some... What is Swarm Coordinator? So I can dismantle it into a push card, but what does it do? It gives me Coordinated Swarm. When a friendly drone moves, a random enemy target takes 2 damage. Drone? Is a drone a thing I have to already have separately? I'm not sure. I'm cautious about this one. It looks like T grants hope if I get it, which is cool. Water grants food. I think I'm okay with food and hope so far. Let's grab a weapon. So we got Molotov, which gives me this Wild Blaze ability. Target leader discards a leader card. Okay. And Rocket Launcher, Hasty Blast. Deal 3 damage to target tile and its neighbors. Okay, that sounds pretty good, actually. Let's grab this one. So I'm going to buy the Rocket Launcher. Then if I go back to my leader, I can now equip the Rocket Launcher. And so this gives me a power. So this is not a card. This is available at any time. I think I can only do it once. So it's basically like a card that's in my hand all the time without counting against my maximum cards. By the way, Albert's daddy pointed out when I was complaining about the line about bodies littering the ground, he says, hey, if they're not made out of plastic, it shouldn't count as litter. Okay, so I think I've done everything I can do at the market because I don't think I can afford any of the food and stuff they have lying around. So let's leave camp. And now, really, unless I want to waste a bunch of time, this is my option. So let's go forward. A cloud in the distance indicated a larger convoy moving in our direction. First we saw the vanguard, a group of heavily armed, blue-skinned leper mercs. Then the main caravan, a large assembly of wagons, some of them carrying wares, others slaves in cages. We were greeted by their leader, a decadent merchant dressed in expensive garments. He rode on a sparkling white Jahiva mount, to which 3 naked slaves were chained. Let's talk. This child of yours, the slaver said with a high-pitched voice, pointing at Glitch. Looks most exquisite. It would fit very well in our garden. Would you sell it to us? We're willing to pay you most handsomely. I don't know who Glitch is. I assume it must be one of these characters here. But, no. Yeah. Okay, yeah, so let's... So Naughty, I think, is my name. Let's look real quick at how these guys work. Okay, Glitch, right here. This wild hand is named Glitch. So I wish that it had given me a way to tell who it was I was going to be selling. I mean, obviously, morally, I'd like to not sell any of my characters. But I still feel like, telling me the name of the character was not going to be enough for me to know. So it looks like all of these characters have names here. Suruchi, Hulk, Shredder, Floppy. I like Floppy a lot. That's a good one. But yeah, all of these characters have them, apparently. Oh, wait. So the characters in my deck, at least if they have a name, I can't see their name. Do they only get names when they get wounded? Nope. Looks like they just don't show it in this view. What happens if I click them? Then Meenakshi shows up here. Okay, fascinating. Anyway, let's move on. All right. As the sun reached the horizon, a small fire up ahead drew our attention. A band of pilgrims had set up camp and invited us to join them. By the way, Albert's daddy just reacted to Floppy with laughing out loud, and I agree. My favorite part of working on State of Decay 2 was the fact that I got to do our naming system, because coming up with randomly generated names for different kinds of characters is about the most fun thing you can do in game development. So I love that these folks are having the same kind of fun. Anyway, so can we join these pilgrims? Sure, let's join them. They welcomed us and shared some of their dry bread and tea with our convoy. So we got a little bit of food. That's cool. Ooh, can we recruit them? After hearing the story of the fallen star and the prophecy, the pilgrims swiftly became interested in our journey. Understanding the spiritual value of our path, they decided to join the caravan. Okay, this is good because I've been taking my wounded characters out of my pool, and so my pool's been getting smaller. So if these... I mean, I can't... Oh, here we go. Okay, wow, so they've given me a Tinkerer. So these are high-level characters. I already have one of these, I think. I don't know if I already have a Tinkerer. These are higher-level characters, so I do have kind of an unbalanced hand now, but I think overall it's going to be worth it. So let's grab it and rest. Cool. Then here comes the final countdown. A ruined landscape of industrial installations covered our approach to the city. We could see the Union's banner flutter over some of them when we heard the commotion and gunshots. Out between one of the buildings, a band of Union workers fled, pursued by a group of the Union soldiers. The deserters simply ran into our convoy, hiding among us and using our vehicles for cover. Unfortunately, that did little to stop their pursuers. So maybe we're on these guys' side, maybe not. Kinda doesn't matter. We're still fighting their fight for them. So notice this guy, way more health than the previous character. So this is gonna be a bigger fight. how am I doing with... So, okay, I can still afford about half my deck at the beginning of the game. So I'm not desperate to bring in more people. Maybe the Tinkerer? Let's see. Okay, the Tinkerer spawns a drone. Okay, so if I already had... I didn't have a Tinkerer until now. If I'd already had a Tinkerer, then that leader card that did things with drones might have been worthwhile. But yeah, I don't. And then Scavenger Savant, I already have a Scavenger Savant right here. But this is going to be a longer lasting battle, so maybe bringing in some higher level dudes wouldn't be a bad plan. So I think I'm going to do that. Cross my fingers that I don't just draw initially nothing but, garbage I can't play. And begin battle. And I do have my rocket launcher. I need to remember that. So, okay. 2 identical raiders, kind of boring. A warrior monk I can't play yet, but I can play the next turn. Burst fire again next turn. Sure, why not? All right, so let's just throw a raider out there and see what happens. Go. So it looks like the second player gains energy immediately upon getting their first turn. So basically, there's going first, but you're the only one who has a 3 energy turn. Everyone else starts with 4. Okay, so they've managed to put 2 enemies out here. I would need to use Bolster on this character to have them survive a fight with this person. Burst Fire would also take this character out, but would use all of my energy. If I do use Bolster on this character, this guy could still take them out after they did a bunch of damage, unless I put the Warrior Monk out there, but I can't afford the Warrior Monk. But they can't do enough damage to the Warrior Monk, unless they, obviously, barring additional cards, they can't do enough damage to the Warrior Monk to take him out in one turn. So I'm going to bring out the Warrior Monk. And then, do you want to take this guy down or just immediately attack the boss? I think I'm going to attack the boss. This could be setting me up for a bad situation. Because now he can just overload the field. But I've still got Burst Fire. If he stacks guys up too deep... Okay, so he's not getting into a fight with me. Oh, okay, so he's got a leader power that can take my guy out. Okay, so these 2 can cancel out if we want them to. Or I can take this one out with Burst Fire, but that takes up most of my energy. What else can I do? I can give my... That doesn't help. No, it does. Yeah, no, if I bolster this character, she can take this character down and still survive. If I play a Hermit, I can draw an additional leader card, which will give me more options. This isn't super useful right now. Okay, so if I bolster this character and then use her, she will be vulnerable to this guy, but he'll at least have to spend the effort to take her down next turn. And in the meantime, I'll be able to afford to bring out another raider. I think that's what I'm going to do. So, okay, so bolster her. Take down this one. Bring out a Oh! What? I think I was not paying attention. That card must do something good for the leader when it dies. I wasn't paying any attention to that. Interesting. Okay, and I still have one left, too. I could draw another convoy card, or I could play this and draw another leader card. Those are my 2 options. Well, you know what? I'm shorter on convoy card stuff, so let's play this one. And now I've got a Tinkerer, so I can find out what drones are like. A Stalwart. Oh, man, they got taunt and everything. Okay, yeah, so that was expected. Okay, so I can spend all 6 to just destroy this. I could also use all 6. Take them down this way. Huh. I mean, yeah, I could just do this. And then attack the leader directly again. The leader's in better shape than last time. Than, like, the beginning of the game. That was ridiculous. Okay. So this might be my best move against this character, because, I mean, otherwise these are both really useful, and it's just kind of overkill to use both of them. So yeah, I think I will take that one out. Is this character, what? Oh, one, okay, so this character is just, I thought it was something to do with the card I destroyed, but no, this leader just does this 3 times. Holy crap. Okay, well, let's counteract it at least a little bit. And next turn. So I should probably, I mean, I'm going to have to keep destroying their troops. So I don't think I've got another option there. All right, we got another one with 6. It does 5 damage. So unless I've got a taunter out here, or a way to push them back, which I don't think I do. There's probably, I think there are probably other more advanced classes you can play as, or cards that you can get that involve, like, I can shove this character behind that tree, and if I can shove them behind the tree, I can make them irrelevant for a while, and so I could actually try to avoid destroying enemies, and just go after this guy before he piles up all of his armor. But that's not really an option for me right now. So, all right, so if I want to take this guy out so he doesn't do 5 damage to me, it'll take most of my energy and both of these cards to do it. But, and then this guy's going to go up again. And these two collaborating together could take out my raider. But then at least my leader would be safe through that time. And I've got a bunch of low-hanging characters that I can bring out the next turn. So yeah, that actually kind of... Oh, it's a... Oh, I thought it was a column. It's a row. I thought it was like horizontal. This is a vertical attack. I can take out both of these characters with one blow. Does that... They only do... Collectively, they do less damage, though, than this guy. So this guy's still worth it to take out. Okay, so he's gone. I can still... So I can either draw a hermit. So I'll have at least one surviving character at the end. Yeah, let's do this. So take him down. Or actually, no, wait. If I do this, then at least with the characters who are on the board, they won't be able to take my raider out. So they might still be able to take the raider out with cards I can't see, but I think that's probably the best move. The fewer characters become injured, the better off I am. See, okay, so now they're lining all these characters up, now that I don't have my burst fire anymore. Oh, interesting. This thing attacks both the enemy and me? At the end of your turn, deal 2 damage to both leaders. Holy crap. Okay, fine. I guess. Okay. Okay, so this does 1 damage to all other followers and constructs, including this woman, but she's fine. She can survive that. So I think what I need to do is use my rocket launcher to take a lot of this nonsense out. Bring out the Spark Shaman, which will auto-kill this guy. She does that kind of damage. And then, what the heck? Let's bring out a Scout, too. And end turn. Okay, so the slash takes out the raider. Oh, man. All these characters are about armoring. Like, this guy's entire thing is about adding armor to the leader. He can do so much in 1 turn. Okay, 2 damage to target tile and 1 damage to its neighbors. That seems pretty good. Is it necessary, though? Keep that in mind. So this guy can take the shepherd out without dying. These two can just cancel each other out. Light Blast could... So Light Blast could take the worker out. And bring this guy down to 2. If I'm going to lose this character no matter what... then taking this guy down to 2 could be a good idea. And I still have a lot of room. Oh, I can heal someone. Does that help me? Let's see here. So after this guy attacks, he'll be damaged. And then I can use Light Blast to do 2 damage to her, and then only attack this guy with her. Yeah, that's way better. Okay, so that, Light Blast, and then healer back here. So everyone's back to normal, and a taunting warrior monk. Okay. Now, I'm betting if I had rushed the leader, there probably actually was a way for me to rush the leader and not have to do any of that garbage, but I just like taking out the army so much, I usually don't think about it. Yeah, they're just slowly bolstering this leader here and making it harder for me to... 1 damage. Interesting. Okay, so 11. I've got 5. Yeah. Yeah, he's screwed. Take all of this. And the monk is refreshed. Okay. So it looks like so one of my rewards was some fugitives. So I've got, these injured people that ran. I've now got a merchant king, which seems great. Oh, Fury, lose 1 energy cell. Permanently? Like so this is a powerful guy who's cheap, but I lose an entire energy cell for the rest of combat? Crazy. And then, when they're destroyed, so it's a cheap character that when they're destroyed, I get a convoy card. Cool. And some money and food. Okay, cool. The dead bodies of our enemies littered the area. We had reached the spaceport. Haphazard clusters of containers, their paint long since worn off and replaced with new markings, surrounded the main hangars and the neighbor control towers. Loud cheering and cries from the many market bays filled the air. Here we could get anything: food, guns, and slaves. So our hope goes up significantly, and we enter. Okay, so now we've got some more options. So first, let's move over to the upper right here so you can see what's going on. So I can look at our convoy. We got some money here. Here's our stats. Great. We've got a lot of wounded followers, and we could have a pretty powerful army here if we got a lot of these guys back. Some of these are we've got some beast glass cannons, and we've looked at all of these guys before. So it might be worthwhile to spend. So basically we've got these 5 heal uses. So I can either heal 3 of my followers or 5 of my own health. So my own health right now... Oh, wait, I can level up. Let's do that first. Oh, wait, I can't afford it. Okay, so first, let's go to the market. Let's sell some of our garbage. Sell. Back. Okay, now let's level up. And we'll pick some cards. Destroy all followers with strength 3 or less. That's pretty cool. All your followers take 1 damage and gain attack until your next turn. 1 damage to any target. Battle cry. I mean, this is really good against enemies that just sort of flood the field. But this one, it seems like it could be really good for like rushing the enemy, rushing the leader. I think I'll grab this one. +2 is a lot. And I've got slots for additional equipment, but nothing to put in it. Okay, so I've got 24 of 34 possible health right now. So I could heal myself entirely and heal 9 followers. Or I could heal more than 9 followers, which I could heal, 12 followers, and only heal myself 5. So far, my followers have been pretty good at shielding me from damage, so maybe that's what I'll do. I'll do this, this, and this. So all my followers are healed up. I could recruit more followers, but I think I've actually gotten enough. I didn't lose any permanently, and I've recruited enough along the way that I think I'm actually fine. If anything, I might be a little high on a little heavy on low tier followers. I kind of like having a nice variety of possibilities here. So I'm gonna swap out some of my one of my duplicates. And let's see here. So we've got, now that I've done sort of that basic maintenance stuff, we could recruit more followers. Let's see what that looks like. So these are the people they have available. I don't have enough money anyway to recruit them. So, and I can't sell my current followers. So I can only get them killed. But now we've got some like adventure-y type stuff here that we can do. So 2 sturdy concrete towers stood apart from the central hangars overlooking the mess. There were 2 entrances, one for the local fighting pits and the other for the far more exclusive area where the merchants had their dwellings. The latter was surrounded by barricades. The only access was a busy checkpoint where visitors were thoroughly searched and questioned. So I can try to go to the merchant area, but I'm not sure what's going to happen. Or I can go to the casino, which I guess is the fighting pits. I'm not that fancy. Let's go to the casino. Oh, I can't place bets. So, okay, so I guess let's try the merchant area. Oh, they turned us away. Okay, so there might have been something I could have acquired over the course of the adventure that would have gotten me into this, but I didn't do it. So, Container City. Our exploration of the spaceport brought us to the containers, a giant mess of old colorful shipping containers that was covered with cobwebs of chain bridges, supply, and laundry lines. Prayer flags and incense indicated the presence of several hidden shrines and temples. Okay, so, we could recruit here. Okay, so we could preach to get followers, except we've been making altruist choices. We didn't make any believer choices, so we haven't built up this faction. So, oh hey, we did get some zealots anyway. That's pretty cool. Oh wow, so we got an injured untouchable. Deal X damage to a random enemy unit where X is the untouchable's strength. Okay, so you put this untouchable out on the field, you buff up their strength as much as you can, and then they do their damage to an enemy unit when they're attacked. That's interesting. Okay. Sign Instigator. When another follower joins your side, that follower gains +1. Okay, so having this character in the background is really useful. Destroy all your other followers and refill all your energy cells. What? I love it. I love it. Okay. This game has some really dramatic stuff that you can pick up. Okay, cool. Let's check out the hard market now. In one of the biggest hangar bays, tech, gear, fuel, and machinery were being traded in what was called the hard market. We walked through this labyrinth of stalls, marveling at the abundance of products on display. There were also mercenaries offering their services in the nearby weaponry section. So we can shop for rare equipment, but I don't have any money, so I can't. So if I had explored more and collected more rewards, I might have more money and could be able to get more out of this. So it's funny. So this experience, like right now, I'm not getting to do very much, but it is setting me up with a sense of what is possible in these areas, which means that next time I'm going through the world, I might actually wander around more and try to collect more prizes so that I can spend them here. The soft market was a sprawling mess of stalls, selling everything from seeds to slaves. It was located in one of the giant hangar bays of the spaceport that once had housed the massive orbital shuttles, which connected the planet's surface with the orbital stations before the crash. So you start picking up a sense of what this world is. It sounds like it's very similar to RimWorld or something, where it's like there was this great galactic civilization, but something happened, and now everything kind of sucks, and you're just sort of living off the bones of it. Actually, I think in RimWorld you're on the edges, and that civilization still exists. In this world, I guess it's more like Crying Suns, where there used to be this elaborate civilization, and it crashed, and now you have no idea, how we could ever even get back to where it was. Okay, so we could shop for food. I don't think I can. Look for work sounds good. Oh, if I had 50 people, I could do this job. But I don't, so I can't. All right, well, let's look at our people again, because we just recruited some new ones. So let's get rid of some of our duplicates and put in some of our... Wait, I don't want the Untouchable in there. I want to heal the Untouchable first. So I want to be able to use them, at least more than once. But let's put Omen at the end. Scion Instigator, and let's put the Graham back in. Okay. Well, I think we've got a pretty good team put together. So if I had not needed to heal everyone, I would have actually been able to save some of those healing opportunities and use them probably at later camps. But right now, I don't have any of them. So now I get to choose which of these I want to do. So this is, what is this? Beasts. So there's mostly beasts out here, whereas this one is the Union. So I just barely fought the Union, and that guy was kind of scary. The beasts were not actually that bad. So the mountains, that swamp. This one's got a leper colony, though, and the other one doesn't have it. Let's go here just because it's different. But I'm actually out of time. So this is how Nowhere Profit works. I love this game. It's really cool. It's got a lot of the good things about Hearthstone that I really like, but instead of it being this hyper-competitive game that's all about playing against other people, it's got this ongoing storyline in a really fascinating world. It feels like it's inspired by cultures other than my own, which makes it more interesting. It captures my attention more than I think sort of a typical classic, like maybe Western-inspired world would. And they're doing really interesting things like, basically, they'll come up with, what it feels like they're doing is, they're coming up with clever behaviors for cards to have, and then they're coming up with a veneer for that card that tells you more about the world, like having these characters that demolish other cards, that burn other cards in order to do what they want, or this untouchable character. You're like, what is that character like in the society of this world? So they're doing a really good job of blending the mechanics of the game with the subtle world building that they're doing. So it's a really fascinating game, so I'd encourage lots of people to check it out. But for right now, we're going to wrap up this video. And I'm going to put some other videos up there if you're watching this on YouTube, and put a subscribe button here. And I'm glad to be back. I'm glad the snow's melted. I'm back in the office like usual, and hopefully I'll be able to do this more regularly.